So I'm seeing a lot of people confused about the what's going on with something very bad is going to happen, specifically with the curse, and wondering why certain people lived and why certain people died. So let me break it down for y'all real quick. Nicky. Why did Nicky survive? So the curse is saying a bigger statement about fate versus free will. The idea is if you do not marry your soulmate, you will die. And the curse carries on if, for some reason, I guess you leave the altar, or if you get rejected at the altar, it passes on to the other person's family. Because that's what happened. The immortal man left his bride at the altar because he wasn't certain that she was his soulmate, which is very strange because he has a gold band, what looks like a wedding band, on his wedding ring finger. So he married somebody, or he's just pretending with himself. I don't know. So then it passed to her family, the curse, from his family to her family. And then with Rachel, she said yes at the altar. So even when Nicky said no, she was good. She was like, listen, I agreed to marry my soulmate, who I thought was my soulmate. She didn't take the drink because in her heart, she was like, you know what? I believe in my man. Wrong. Spoilers, wrong choice. With Nicky, this is interesting because he said no first and then he changed his mind. And you would think that someone who's flip-flopping would not be convincing to death that, I love this chick. And this is where we get into a deeper thing about belief. So we're talking about fate versus free will. Are you destined to be with someone, or are you choosing someone? And really what it boils down to is belief. Nicky survived because he believed Rachel was his soulmate, but it doesn't stop there. Okay? So she died, Rachel, when he said yes, because she was proven wrong. She was like, oh, I believed you were my soulmate, so I was living my best life for a few seconds there while your family was dying. But now I'm dying. And I'm reborn as the immortal woman, the matriarchy. Symbolism for the matriarchy. Nicky, though. Let's rewind it back with Nicky. So every time Rachel brought up something superstitious, some instinctual sixth sense, some instinctual feeling she had, he was like, pump those brakes. I don't really believe. He did not pull in enough air to hold his breath during the tunnel. He put those pennies down, not because he believed that pennies would just be placed there for good luck, but that you needed to plan these things out. And he just wanted to make Rachel feel better. And also he just likes performing romance for her and creating a whole lie. So he has consistently said, I don't believe in this stuff. Yet, he refused to look those dogs in the eyes. Why? Because his parents told him not to. It is not because he believes in Rachel. It is because he believes in his parents. And now you'll say, when he said no at the altar, it was because he stopped believing in his parents. But he stopped believing in the story his parents told him about marriage. But what he still believes is in obeying his parents. He believes that he will be fine as long as he obeys his parents, regardless of what evidence they show that they may not have the best judgment about certain things. So when he says, actually, yes, Rachel, I will marry you, it is literally because his mom told him to. And this is a greater conversation about narcissistic families, about the golden child, about how they are programmed to believe their narcissistic parent over anything and everything, and how their belief system is literally just based on whatever that narcissistic parent tells them. Yes. So when you wonder why Nicky didn't die, it's not because he loved Rachel. It's because he has no beliefs of his own. He only has the belief of really his oppressor. What he does not understand is his true oppressor, which are the arbiters, the enforcers of the patriarchy, his mom and his enabling dad. Thank you and good night. Yeah. Oh, wait, let me just add the point about fate versus free will, that it's not about fate. It's not about free will. It's about whatever you believe in. That is what shapes your reality. That is the point that they are trying to make. Thank you.